What's happening, everyone? Sam, aka FIFA Brit from Gold Boys, here today to break down the Sunday soccer slate. If you've been having a good weekend so far, that's brilliant. Let's keep it going. And if not, well, you still have a day to turn it around. But before we break down Sunday's action, I want to say a special thank you to the sponsor of this video, Sleeper Picks. Don't forget you can use code GOLDBOYS to get a deposit match of up to $500. Anyway, let's dive right into the Sunday slate. We've got a couple of Premier League games and a few games in the other European leagues as well that I want to touch upon. Overall, not a brilliant Sunday slate, but I do like a couple of the games going on in the Prem, so that's where we're going to start. Starting with Liverpool against Palace. Now, if you remember my Saturday video, this shouldn't come as a surprise to you, but I like Liverpool's shots here. You can get them for 22 shots at just over plus money and 25 shots around plus 250. I really like that. However, I'm not going to lock it in as a straight bet until I know for sure that guys like Salah and Nunez are starting. If they have another rotated lineup because they're playing their second leg against Atalanta, which they are 3-0 down in, so I'm guessing that's going to be their focus, even though this is a league game and they do have to win it to stay in this title race. If they do rotate, I probably won't play the shots. I'll focus on someone like Luis Diaz because Diaz's first half shots are fantastic if Salah and Nunez are both out. But if Salah and Nunez are in, then team shots is definitely the way to go. I imagine they're going to be absolutely ripping the ball. They need to win, and they need to win by a lot if they want to stay in this title race. Next game I'm going to talk about is West Ham against Fulham. This is a weird one. Both teams are pretty inconsistent, but they do have some of the most consistent first half shooters. Jared Bowen and Muniz for Fulham. Muniz, in particular, has been on a streak of something like at least 10 games with at least one shot in the first half. He's an absolute wagon, so I will either use him in a builder with another game, or I will just combine him with Bowen. Making sure they're both going to start, of course. Yes, you can play first half shots before lineups are out, but for builders, I usually wait for confirmation just because if a leg void and I'm left sitting on a minus 350 straight, essentially, it's not really worth the hassle. So I usually wait for lineups there anyway, but those are the guys I'm going to be focusing on. The last game for the Premier League that I want to talk about is Aston Villa against Arsenal. This one's being played at the Emirates, and like I said in my Saturday video, this is very important to wait for lineups. Arsenal have a very crucial game against Bayern Munich in Germany on Wednesday, and so it is very possible we see a slightly rotated lineup. It's really interesting to see how these teams are going to focus on the league in this final stretch because City, Liverpool, Arsenal are all in one of the most closely contested title races, but they're also all still playing in Europe, so neither one of them can really afford to drop a game in their league, but they also have to rotate a certain amount if they want to play in Europe well as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these teams approach it. Obviously, City destroyed Luton again, not surprised by that. So it's really going to be on Arsenal to get the result here. The prices aren't brilliant. The books are expecting Arsenal to win by a couple of goals. If we play a full strength lineup, that's probably fair. But don't forget, Aston Villa are one of the few teams in the league that have actually beaten Arsenal. So worth keeping that in mind. Moving into the Bundesliga, this is a big deal because finally a team is about to put an end to the Bayern Munich reign of terror in Germany. Leverkusen are playing Werder Bremen, and this is their chance. If they win this game, they win the league. Now, unfortunately, the prices reflect that because Werder Bremen are not very good. Team total over 2.5 is really your best playable line if all the main guys are playing. We're talking like Florian Wirtz, Schick, if Schick gets the start, but Boniface did come on as a sub against West Ham, and he got a goal in the last minute, so maybe he's healthy enough to start. I would love it if he was healthy, because I've missed betting on him scoring, but the odds will probably be pretty bad there as well. So fingers crossed, Leverkusen get the job done. The odds aren't brilliant, but Leverkusen team total, or maybe doing a team total over 1.5 as a builder piece would work very well. They usually end up scoring 2 goals when they win. Moving on to the Serie A, we have Sassuolo against AC Milan. Now, I would like to see some rotation from Milan here because the prices on their backup guys are always amazing. Like, you can get an Okafor shot on target at minus 137. You can get a Chukwueze shot on target at minus 120. Both of those are on Bet Rivers. Those are great prices. If both of those guys are starting, and what's great about Bet Rivers is they void non-starters anyway, so I'm very tempted to lock those in right now. I haven't decided on it yet. If I do, it will definitely be in my Discord channel in Gold Boys. Again, the link will be in the description. This is a perfect time to sign up if you haven't already. I will try and get some plays out to my Twitter as well, which, if you're not following me, don't know why you wouldn't be, but if for some reason you're not, it is at FIFA Brit. So I would love to see some rotation from Milan, but that being said, if they stick with their regular lineup, there's usually great value there. Leao to score an assist. He's probably their best player on the entire team. Ruben Loftus-Cheek shot on target is still plus money. He's been playing as an attacking mid rather than a centre mid for gotta be a couple of months now, and I've taken his shot on target every single week he's been playing attacking mid. It's been plus 120 or better. It's gone up to as high as plus 150, which is ridiculous. And I think I've only lost that bet twice in something like 2 or 3 months. He has an absolutely automatic walking shot on target, and he's plus 120 on FanDuel right now. So if he's starting, I'm definitely going to lock that one in. The next game in Serie A I want to talk about is Udinese against Roma. Again, like the Juventus game that happened this weekend, this is one of those games that, yes, this team should win. Roma should win, but they are on the road. The moneyline price reflects that it's around plus 120 to plus 125. This is one of those games where I think using their double chance as a leg in a builder would be probably a better way of using it, because should they win? Yes. Will they lose? Probably not, but at least this way, if they draw the same way that Juventus did, then you can still get something out of that game. That's, of course, assuming that Lukaku and Dybala are playing. If we don't see either of those guys, then I probably wouldn't touch it. I don't really like the games in La Liga or League One. The only thing worth noting in France is that PSG actually don't have a game. So whether you think that gives them an advantage by being able to rest more, or whether you think that potentially puts them at a disadvantage because their players haven't been moving and playing in a game situation, I'll let you decide that for yourselves. I personally don't think they're winning anyway. Barcelona probably have this tie locked up. That's just how I see it, and I don't really respect Barcelona that much, but PSG I somehow respect even less. So I don't think the fact that they're playing this weekend is going to impact it either way. Feels like Barca's tied to lose, and that's kind of how I see that. Spanish games, not really much going on. Don't love the prices on any of the teams that are worth betting on, and I usually don't touch this league, and sadly, that's usually for good reason. The last games I'm going to cover are in the greatest league on the planet, Major League Soccer, the MLS. First game we have is Atlanta against Philly. This is good because Atlanta play at home. I usually don't touch them on the road because they're not very good playing away from home. But when they're playing at home in the Dome, they're usually pretty good. This is a good game for player props because each team has main focal targets that are going to be the pinpoint, the main focus of the attack. For Atlanta, it's absolutely Giakoumakis, aka just GG. He's their main striker. He's fantastic. And then you have Almada, the attacking mid. He takes the pens. So usually playing his to score or assist is a good angle, because if he's not providing service to Giakoumakis, he's taking a pen and he's going to score it. On the Philly side, pretty easy. It's going to be Carranza or Gazdag getting involved in the attack in some way, shape, or form. Last game I'm going to talk about, St. Louis against Austin. Neither of these teams can defend very well. This is a perfect game for both teams to score and over 2.5. And it's a very playable price at minus 116 on FanDuel right now. I would play that all the way down to minus 130, which is a good amount of wiggle room. So I'm going to wait to make sure that these main guys are starting. For Austin, you absolutely want to see Driussi playing. If he's not playing, would not touch that team at all. For St. Louis, they've got a pretty good depth with their squad, so I'm not too focused. But if Driussi isn't playing for Austin, then I probably just lean St. Louis money line. They should get the job done against an Austin team that isn't that brilliant right now. But if Driussi is in for Austin, both teams to score over 2.5 feels like a fantastic value bet for me on two teams that love to attack and don't really know how to defend. Anyway, that is the Sunday slate recapped for everyone. Again, I mentioned this in my Saturday video. I'm going to say it again now. We just launched a new podcast called The Final Third. I'm hosting it with my co-hosts, Mr. Brad Thomas and Betting the Pitch, two really smart guys that also cap soccer in Gold Boys. You may be following them on Twitter as well. The link to the podcast will be in the description below. Make sure you go and check that out. We will have more episodes coming out soon. Again, if you're not following me on Twitter, it is at FIFA Brit. Go and do that now. And while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop a like on the video, and run it up in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite game this Sunday is. As always, if you do think you have a gambling problem, don't forget to call the number 1-800-GAMBLER. And yeah, have a fantastic weekend, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Best luck with all your bets, and I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. Guess what? Friends don't let friends watch videos without smashing the like button. So be a friend and smash the like button and ring the bell. It'll notify you when we go live. Also, if you could, press that subscribe button. More subscribers, the more bets we can get out to all of you guys. And drop your favorite bet in the comments. Take care.